Hi everyone, welcome back to Chop's Garage. Now those of you that are self-employed know the weekend means nothing. Business never stops. Obviously for me, car dealing, Saturdays is a sales day very often. But yesterday was Sunday and we were still out buying. First up, I mentioned this in the last video, we have got this little Chevy Spark that we picked up yesterday locally down at Instow. This is Shirley's car that she sold us. Her brother is a subscriber. Sorry, I forget her brother's name now. I feel terrible now. He's a subscriber and suggested to Shirley that she get in touch with me to sell her car rather than use We Buy Any Car or anything like that. Now quickly, before we get into this, elephant in the room, the Disco. You saw it in the last video. I've been driving this all weekend and it's been brilliant. I have to say I'm liking it more and more the more I drive it. And touch wood, it's still free of any engine management lights. I've done the old give it a thorough thrashing to check if we get any boost codes coming up. No, nothing at all. Performs really well. All the electrics I've tried so far work, which include the heated seats, the aircon, the electric seat. I haven't tried all the stuff in the back yet, but yeah, really nice motor. Still undecided what to do. This is Shirley's car from brand new. Never had any other owners. It's a genuine one owner car. She ordered it brand new. I do think it was actually pre-registered by the main dealer, so I think it might show one previous owner on the logbook, but she's the only actual vehicle owner. For those who don't know, main dealers often register the cars in advance to hit targets. I think we all know that, don't we? So some cars come pre-registered if they aren't special order. So this is a little Chevy Spark. Now those of you who watch the channel know I love a Chevy Spark. These things were Daewoo before, Daewoo Matizes, and then Chevy bought the rights and brought out the Spark. The thing with these is, are they the height of technology? No, by no means. But everything in them is tried and tested. I've sold these with 40,000 miles on. I sold them with 100,000 miles on it, and I've never really had any problems at all. I think a gearbox, well, was it a gearbox or was it the clutch? I think it was a clutch we did to fix one. That was the only problem we've really ever had on one. I do know there was a recall for pedal snapping on the clutch pedal, because I have seen that happen on one before, but other than that, absolutely bulletproof. The engines seem to go on forever. They really are cracking little cars. I see them all the time in this colour. It's the first time I've done one, and this is an LS, which is higher spec than the other ones I've done. We've got the lower fog lights, alloy wheels, matching mirrors, all the bumper trim is matching as well, because you can get a base model where all this is black. We've got all round electric windows, we've got air conditioning, auxiliary input, so really a really nicely specced out one for one of these. Now I don't think I need to test drive this for you. You've seen me drive many of these before, but what I will say about this one is with the mileage it feels particularly nippy. I guess that's because it's got 100% of its compression. It hasn't really got any wear in the engine, so it's probably performing as well as it would have done at new. And it is a really nippy little car. You hold those revs, it zooms along really well. It drives like brand new. It absolutely drives like brand new, guys. There's no concerns about it whatsoever. So this one we're just going to give a really good valet to, get her sparkling as much as she can. I forget when the last service was, just check if it needs another one before it goes out the door. Again, I can't recall exactly how long the MOT is on it, but this will be perfect little run around for someone. Cracking car, and value for money wise, I mean crazy. It's 2011 with this kind of mileage. Any other make, you'd be talking well over 5k all day long, no problem at all. So yeah, cracking little car. Now that's not the only car we picked up from a subscriber this weekend. We also agreed a deal on this little Mini One, which David, our subscriber, hi David, has just popped to me this Monday morning. And what a cracking little car. Now interestingly, David has also had this car from brand new, so both vehicles owned by both of our subscribers from new, so they absolutely 100% know the history of their vehicles. Now this is the 1.6, and I can tell you straight away David has told me he has done the timing chain and the water pump on it. In fact, he paid a company to do the timing chain for him based on a noise he could hear in the engine bay, and just like our DS3, turned out not to be the timing chain, turned out to be the water pump, which he changed himself. and did away with the noise. So that's a really reassuring thing to know with this particular engine, that timing chain's been done and that water pump's been done. Really nice condition, like the Chevy. In fact, the bodywork is really quite excellent on this. It's a Mini first. We'll go through the spec a little bit later. But yeah, if we go round it, we're really free of dings and dents. All the paint is going to polish up really nicely. All the plastics are in good nick. They just need a little bit of a feed. Headlights nice and clear. I think there's one mark on the exterior to point out, and it's really minor. There's one little ding just down here that I think we can wet sand and polish up to finish a bit better. And David has sold this to me because he's bought himself a new Hyundai i10. Nice little car, he came in it today. Watches the channel and thought he'd offer the vehicle out to me first again, so again, highly appreciated. He's got ahead of me and looks like he's painted the steel wheels behind a nice silver to keep them looking tidy. Wheel trims are in nice nick. Got loads of tread on the tyre there. Loads of tread on the tyre here. Again, painted behind the wheels by the looks of it. Wheel trims in excellent nick. Tell you what, I think we've got pretty much new tyres all round, guys. Yeah, new tyres all round. All the wheel trims are in good nick. Like I say, he's put the silver behind all of them, so it's looking really smart. We've got 2 keys. Let's have a look inside. David was an upholsterer, so we're going to expect a lovely interior on this. So we've got a little bit of leather, or fake leather trim here. That's all in good nick. Electric mirrors. Chrome on the door handles, all good. Got the Mini side steps. It's been a while since I've been in the Mini. I think we might have a little driver this one. Push button start. Oh yeah, you put the key in there, don't you, on these? I remember that now. Oh, I didn't ask about the LCD. The LCDs go on these quite a lot, don't they? I know that from previous ones. But all the interior's in good nick. Seats, all in really good condition. All the trim, all in good nick. Got the auxiliary input down there. Electric windows. Let's have a little look, see what the LCD's like. That seems alright. Turn the blowers on. What's the first step on this? There we go. Tell me the door's open. Let's close the door. Let's have a look. Turn the stereo on. Yeah. Yeah, so all the LCDs are good on that. That's a big thing. I was a bit remiss not asking about that before. 73,000 miles, so miles is acceptable for the age. Start her up. Guys, this is a genuine, David will confirm, no doubt, a genuine first try of the car. We discussed it in detail, and we had a good long discussion. I'm happy that the car's going to be as he described. So I have winged it again a bit and just assumed it's all going to be good. So we're going to go for a drive in it in a minute. But starts up, idles nicely. Happy with that. Now David has given me a file here. You won't believe the amount of data in here about the work he's had done on it. So we've got loads of service history. He tells me the service history is on an SD card on these, a bit like on the BMWs. It tells me it's been serviced every year. I've got to obviously go through all these receipts to get a really good idea of what's going on with it, but it's obviously been very well cared. I'm not sure if we've got any handbooks with this one. Doesn't seem to be a handbook kicking around. I'll have a look a little bit closer in a minute. Maybe it's tucked somewhere else. Back seats, again, all in good condition. Just needs a very light valet. Oh, hold on, what's down here? Oh, we've got some glasses. Gotta give them back to David. Oh, and we've got something here. What's this? Is this the handbook? Yes, it is. Sold at our local BMW dealership down in Barnstable. And then we've got all the handbooks here. Mini service, owner's handbook. Ideal, so we've got all the handbooks as well, brilliant. And the boot here, David gave me a number of spares that he had. Got the base of a seat that I think had a mark in it, so he swapped it out for another one, if I remember correctly, he was telling me. We've got some extra set of wheel trims here in case we needed any. Clutch pedal kit. I think you had to replace something due to an issue with the cruise control. You replaced a pedal, and then an engine mount for a stiffer engine mount, but I think he said he replaced it with a standard one in the end, and then we've got a oil filter there. So quick look in the engine bay. Coolant's at the right level. All looks nice and clean and tidy in here. Again, I do prefer it when we don't have things like turbos complicating things. Oil. Oil's nice and clean. Also at the right level. As I said, we know this has had a timing chain on it, and it's had that water pump pulley done. So they're the two big things that tend to go wrong on these. So that gives some reassurance to the future buyer, and to me of course. So let's go for a drive. We genuinely need to, because it turns out I've left the keys for the Chevy. I'm probably giving some away in this video because I'll be showing you around the Chevy inside and outside, when in fact I can't get into it right now, but I'm putting that before the Mini. I've left the keys to the Chevy at home, so I'm blocking my doorway at the moment, so I'm going to have to go home and pick those up. So let's take the Mini and see what we think of it. Hey everyone, apologies straight away for the sound. I have ditched that mic because if you watched the last video, there was terrible feedback on it or something going on, and I'm not sure what, and I haven't had time to research what it was yet, so you'll have to live with me bellowing a bit more for a bit more time. So we dropped the parts off down to Moors. On a short drive down there, I've got to say the thing feels sweet as a nut. It is as tight as that Chevy Spark, to be honest. There's nothing in the suspension at all that I can feel, which is unlike the last Cooper I had, which rode like a bag of nails. Not that it had a problem with the suspension, it's just the tyres are so low profile on those, they crash over everything. I think this might well be the better compromise, because you've got the same engine, 1.6, so I imagine it's just a slight flash of the ECU to get the extra 10 horsepower or whatever it is, but you've got actual tyres and suspension that don't break your spine. The gearbox is lovely. I've gone up through all the gears, really nice and snicky and direct, just what you want with your Mini. Clutch is really good. That's no issues with the clutch at all. That's probably just below the middle, so that's really nice. I wonder if we've had a clutch or not. I'll have to check through the paperwork. Nice and quiet inside. I'm looking forward to getting it on the straighter section out of town, what we call a town in Devon, which a lot of you up country probably consider not anywhere near a town. Really smoothly revving. No, Mr. Pheasant, I don't want you in my grill. That's really smooth. Suspension is so much better than the sports ones. I know it gives them cracking handling, but it just don't suit these Devon roads. This with a bit more rubber sidewall on it rides so much nicer. I literally winced every time I saw a manhole cover in the Cooper S. I couldn't have done that. That would have crashed through the car terribly. That 1.6 is torque enough for me to get up into 6th gear and pooter along at 50 mile an hour, 55 mile an hour on these back lanes. So imagine the fuel economy, pretty good. I just realised how in your face the speedo is. So how careful I'm going to be with you guys on camera. Right, here we go. There's quite a few bits of bad tarmac here as well, which will throw the car off. But they do handle well, these little Minis. There's no denying how well they handle. Yeah, didn't phase it at all, that. got his tight left-hander here. Yeah, no problem at all. You hardly have to let off the gas. And then we've got these set scores here as that Fiesta ST. You'll be having some fun if you get out of that car. Oh, you can accelerate mid-corner as well. It's not a problem at all. So, giving the little Chevy Spark a clean up. Earlier in the video, it probably looked clean anyway, but it needed a proper polish. All the alloys needed cleaning up. We needed to get into all the door shuts and clean all those down. I'd like to show you outside, but it's absolutely peeing down with rain. But as you can see, it has come out absolutely mint. I'd comfortably say it's probably immaculate. I'm struggling to find any bodywork. Oh, actually, only one thing, which they all seem to get, a slight fade to the top of the sunroof spoiler on the back there. Don't know why, always on the spoiler. Don't know if it's the plastic they used, because it's not faded here. So, yeah, bar that, it is absolutely bang on. Super little car. If you have this paint, you want it to be bang on as well, don't you? Because I imagine poor paint in this colour would be really bad to match and wouldn't look great at all. Interior needed very, very little. It's absolutely spotless in here. Again, sorry for the light, but yeah, carpets. It's as new inside. It really is. Shirley told me that she told me for a fact there'd only ever twice been people in the back of the car, and you can tell that just from the condition of everything. All the plastics are cracking, no scraping and scratching. It's pretty much a new car, really. So for the money, really cracking value for money. So as I said, for the money, what you're buying at the moment at this kind of price point, you know, you can't touch this really. And also cleaned up the Mini. Again, came up absolutely fantastic. I'd love to get it out in the light for you, but all the plastics came up brilliant. We fed them with the Outro. I need to be on a commission with those guys, don't I? The way I pitch that stuff all the time, but it is cracking. It brings plastics up so nicely. Again, bar that little mark I noted in the door earlier, it really is in fantastic condition. All the paintwork is lovely. There's only one thing I didn't disturb, which is a sticker down here, which I imagine is covering up some form of blemish. I think in these circumstances, you know, to leave well enough alone. Again, the interior came up absolutely spot on. I can't fault the interior either. All the plastics again in this came up beautifully. All the seats, I didn't have to wet clean in either of these. So normally I've always got to wet clean seats. Came up spotless. And they fit in well against the other stock as well, because you know that Polo is pretty much spotless. This 208 has gone down and had its MOT now and had a service. That's spotless. The little Clio's spotless. The Polo, I'm confident when I actually get around to doing it, that'll be bang on as well. I really need to get this up for sale because I know it's going to sell straight away. And this is in really nice, it's filthy at the moment, it needs to go outside and get clean, but once that's done, that'll be in really good nick. So the condition of all the cars, I'm not having to do paint work, any really heavy duty cleaning. I think the little i20 we've got next door is probably the heavy duty cleaning job we've got to do. But when those seat covers come off, I think that interior is going to be really good, so it's just going to be a case of buffing the exterior. So yeah, starting to build up a nice selection of small cars at the kind of price point we want to be at. Again, it'd be nice to move these more expensive ones around the 8 mark, but we're going to have lots of stuff sub 5, which is going to be exactly where I want to be in the current market. I think with the sort of settlement with money and the economy and so forth, I think that's probably the right place to be. So as always, thanks for all my ramblings. The cars will be up on the website. I'm going to try and do a photo shoot today. The cars will be up on the website if anyone's interested in pricing, even if they're just coming soon slots on the website to tell you that the cars are mid-prep. They'll be on there as always. And then, like I say, once the weather's a bit better, we'll get them out. We'll photo shoot and video them. But yeah, like I say, as always, thanks for watching my ramblings. Much appreciated. Please do check down below if you're subscribed. If you like this kind of thing and want to know about day-to-day trading of used cars, then give the video a thumbs up so it can recommend to other people, and hit that subscribe button, please. Great stuff. Thanks a lot. Bye. Oh, one final thing, just a massive thanks, as always, to the support you guys give both the channel and the business. Offering me your vehicles like these here, it just really helps the channel. I know we can't always come to a deal when people email me. Sometimes distance alone is enough, because picking up a car from the Midlands is like £300 odd. But no, really appreciate it. So yeah, massive thanks for that. Give yourselves a pat on the back.